Patty gets out of a taxi on his first visit to New York and is immediately pounced on by muggers. Half an hour later, the 6 partially maimed muggers finally overpower him and go through his wallet. One mugger asked him, "Dude, why did you put up such a fight for 10 bucks?" Patty said, "I thought you were after the $500 in me shoe." Patty and Murphy were swimming at the beach when they saw a pregnant woman drowning. They quickly pulled her to safety. Patty starts to do CPR when he notices Murphy take the woman's underwear off and put his mouth on her fanny. Patty shouts, "What the hell are you feckin' doing?" Murphy replies, "You save the mother and I will save the baby." Bob strolls into work and his boss says, "You're over 3 hours late." "I know I am," replies Bob. "I came out of my house and my car wouldn't start, so I walked to my friend Mick's house and he kindly gave me a lift." "But you live less than a mile away from here," shouts his boss. "I know I do," says Bob, "but Mick doesn't." Two Irishmen are looking through a catalog. Patty says, "Look at those gorgeous women. The prices are reasonable too." Mick agrees. "I am ordering one of them right now." 3 weeks later, Patty asks, "Has your woman turned up yet?" "No," said Mick, "but it shouldn't be long now. Her clothes arrived yesterday." The American government funded a study to see why the head of a man's penis was larger than the shaft. After 1 year and over $180,000, they concluded that the reason the head was larger than the shaft was to give the man more pleasure during sex. After the US published the study, the French decided to do their own study. After $250,000 and 3 years of research, they concluded that the reason the head was larger than the shaft was to give the woman more pleasure during sex. The Irish, unsatisfied with those findings, conducted their own study. After 2 weeks, a cost of around $75.46, and many pints of beer, they concluded that it was to keep a man's hand from flying off and hitting himself in the forehead. A guy asked a girl in a library, "Do you mind if I sit beside you?" The girl answered with a loud voice, "I don't want to spend the night with you!" All the students in the library started staring at the guy, and he was embarrassed. After a couple of minutes, the girl walked quietly to the guy's table and she told him, "I study psychology, and I know what a man is thinking. I guess you felt embarrassed, right?" The guy responded with a loud voice, $200 just for one night? That's too much." And all the people in the library looked at the girl in shock, and the guy whispered in her ear, "I study law and I know how to make someone feel guilty." Patty rings his new girlfriend's doorbell, holding a big bunch of flowers. She opens the door, sees the flowers, and drags him in. She lies back on the couch, pulls up her skirt, rips her knickers off, and says, "This is for the flowers." "Don't be silly," says Patty. "You must have a vase somewhere." A very drunk Patty meets a prostitute up an alley. He asks, "How much for full sex?" $50, she replies. "Okay," says Patty, and they get down to business. Next minute, a policeman appears and shines his torch in their faces. "What's going on here then?" he asks. "Nothing, officer. I'm just having sex with my wife." "Sorry, sir. I didn't know it was your wife." Patty shouts, "Neither did I till you shone the fucking torch in her face." An Irishman who had a little too much to drink is driving home from the city one night, and of course, his car is weaving violently all over the road. A cop pulls him over. "So?" says the cop to the driver. "Where have you been?" "Why, I've been to the pub, of course," slurs the drunk. "Well," says the cop, "it looks like you've had quite a few to drink this evening." "I did all right," the drunk says with a smile. The cop asks, "Did you know that a few intersections back, your wife fell out of your car?" "Oh, thank heavens," sighs the drunk. "For a minute there, I thought I'd gone deaf." Patty was coming back from his holiday in America. As he came through customs, he had 2 sacks over his shoulder. The customs officer asked him what he had in the sacks. Patty replied, "Mobile phones." The customs officer didn't believe him and asked to be shown. Patty opened each sack, and sure enough, both sacks contained quite a few phones. "What are you going to do with all these mobile phones?" asked the officer. Patty replied, "Oh, they are not for me. My mate Mick, who was in a band, knew I was going over to America, so he asked me to bring him back 2 saxophones.